Merry meet and welcome, brothers and sisters of the craft. This is Blue Whisper. I'm doing this little video today because I've been having this conversation with some other sister witches about um, what it is to be a witch and how we first started and what tools did we have. A lot of times, and I'm not going to say new witches because I believe that witches were always witches and just had to discover themselves or had to get through a certain point in their life before they could actually admit it to themselves. Because I don't know how it was like for a lot of you, but for me, it was like I would do certain things anyway. I always knew I had the background. I always knew it was in the family. But there were times that I would still dabble here and there a little bit. And then something in me one day snapped, and it's like, okay, it's time to be serious. Then I walked away from it for a little bit, and then I'm back. Well, anyway, a lot of times when you're deciding to make your practice a serious one, and you start reading everything, and you start watching the videos and everything, and you see everybody has this brilliant stuff that they work with, their magical tools, and you think you're going to feel so witchy by having these tools. And so I think some people get into a lot of trouble when they first start out, because the one thing they want to do is hurry up and do a money spell, but they got to go out and spend money in order to do it because that's what they think they have to do, and that's not the case. And also, I just like to put out there that I love these haul videos. I really do. But I've noticed after talking to some people that by watching these haul videos, they're getting in trouble. So me personally, I'm going to not do haul videos unless there's something that's from nature. We were talking about it, and one thing that is true is our ancestors didn't have a Walmart to go to. They didn't have mail order. They didn't have to have special herbs. They used the herbs that grew locally to them because there wasn't mail order. There wasn't the internet. And so they used what they had on hand for their magical purposes. And so I think this video, I'm going to title it, I'm going to tag it, I'm going to make it a tag video, Back to Basics. The things that you used or made yourself when you first started that you didn't have, that how did you do it? And that's what I'm going to do right here today. And I want to show you, you don't have to run out and buy everything. And even if you never get the items that you see a lot of witches have, it doesn't matter. This one thing back here, I'm going to show you this. I decorated it up a little bit. The cats have been at it. So this is my bassoon. And I had already had this for years and years, and I add cinnamon oil to it. And it was one of those $3 brooms that you get from like the Dollar General store. And I just put it, I put it out in the moon. I blessed it, and I put it into practice. This here is my, if I can get it off the wall. This here I made, and all it took was whatever I had on hand and a hot melt glue gun. And this is my smudger, my smudge fan. And I made this. It cost me nothing. There's a couple little bells on here that I had left over from, dig through your Christmas decorations. There's things you can use there too. And I've got a hair in my mouth. Sorry. All right. So I'm going to have to put this. I need to hang this up because Willie will have it. Uh-oh, here he comes. He sees it. Willie, don't even think about it. Don't. I've got stuff on there. Yes, I'm wearing PJs. Witchies wear PJs. Okay, get down. Get down. Don't you jump up on there. I got stuff up there. Get. Everybody needs a Willie. This is just a basic little stick, okay? When I first picked this out of the nature, it didn't have the carvings on it. It's not even finished yet, really. This is just one of my wands, okay? And my more elaborate ones up there, I need to find an end for it, and I'll do a separate video when it's finished. But this is why it's so long, because once it's finished, I'm going to cut part of it off. This is from the mother, from nature. You don't have to go and buy one. Get down. Okay. That does it. Get. Don't even think about it. This one out anyway. Okay. These are 2 feathers. This is a crow feather, and this is a wild turkey feather. These are wonderful, just alone like they are, free from nature. Go for a walk in the woods at the local park or whatever. You'll find feather, especially right now. They're great for smudging. They're great for wands, you know. And you don't have to have an athame right away. Use a butter knife. Okay, so that's that. I've got to get. All right, I didn't have a pentacle, and I still don't have a pentacle. And I've got one just like this outside with the actual circle around it. This one does not have a circle. This is made from twigs that had a little bit of vine growing on it. I just clipped them, and I used duct tape. Actually, I used camouflage duct tape. I used duct tape to put it together. Simple. Didn't have one, wanted one, made one. My first, and I did a video, and I have one already on my first mortar and pestle. And guess what? I still don't have an elaborate one. I have a regular bowl and the back of a screwdriver. So, and that's when, you know, when I want to put a lot of intent inside. It doesn't matter. That's what that's for. When I want to find powder, I already had one of these, and these were cheap anyway. You can even find these at a Goodwill or whatever. You don't have to have one if you've got a screwdriver and bolt. But this is my electric mortar and pestle. It's actually a coffee grinder, and I use it. It grinds everything into a powder, which I use this quite often. Again, I want to pick this bowl back up again. You know why? This was actually my first cauldron, too. And if I wanted to burn incense or do a spell or whatever, I just line it with some aluminum foil. All right? Yeah, it's not black, but it worked. We all like to have fancy jars and whatever to put our herbs in and everything. This one here actually had gravy in it. I like, when I go grocery shopping, I try to find the foods that I want to buy in glass jars, and I'll pay a little bit more for it because I know I'm going to, and right now I'm low on jars. You save the lid, wash it, get the label off of it, you know, make your own label for it. I like the way Lady Grave Dancer does hers. She kind of burns the edges, and that looks really nice and creepy. I like that. But, you know, the stuff that you already got in your cupboards, use the food and then save it. Don't throw it away. And only that, but, you know, I mean, being a witch means loving the earth, the mother. And if we love her, we're going to recycle. What a wonderful way to recycle. Now, let me show you this. This is a glass soda pop bottle. And yes, I put some of my things that I make in it, my vinegar and black seed, my beaten vinegar juice, which is wonderful because it looks like blood. And I just use these, and I get corks, put it in there. You want to get a little bit fancier? This is red wine vinegar. It was at the local grocery store. I used it all, and look at how cute that bottle is. And yes, I mean, to me, a little round bottle with a tall neck is quite witchy. It was something that I use in my practice anyway, was vinegar. And it's glass. Oil. This is a nice olive colored glass bottle. It had olive oil in it. I reuse these. Okay, and then let's not forget candles. This is a 7-day candle glass, and yes, I use these in my practice when I do divinations, with certain types of divinations. And if you watched my videos, you'll know how these can be used. For storage, again, candles. You know, you stick a label on it. It's already got a cool little lid, you know. And then save the wax out of your candles and make your own candles. I've done that. I've got videos on that. This particular thing I had just got when I visited the graveyard, and I don't have that video up yet because I'm waiting for the EVPs to come back. But this is something else I've done too. This is a stone from the old stone church graveyard. The church is in ruins now, and I asked, do a little ritual. I asked permission to take something. I took 3 small rocks. If you don't have crystals, this is, since it was a church stone, to me it means protection. It come from a graveyard. It's also come from nature because the church was built with actual stone that was carved out from the area. Um, and it does have some sparkle in it. So there is a level of crystals within this rock. Um, it doesn't have to be a crystal to contain energy. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just a little bit of crystal is all you need. And there's sparklies in here, so I know that there is some crystal formation that would have been, that's imperiated through this little rock. And some people look at it and think it's just an ugly rock. To me, any which can see, from where it came from, on how it was given, it's a gift, and it contains a lot of magic. So think, a lot of the most magical things don't cost any money at all. Now this is something I just had on hand too. You can use any size, but this is a mini crock pot, and this is my electric cauldron. When you're doing water magic in particular, and it already has the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. The earth would be the herbs that you put in it. The air is the scent and the aroma that it brings up. The fire would be an electric one. And of course the water you put in there with the herbs, and it heats up. And oh, it's so wonderful. You can use any size crock pot as an electric cauldron. You don't have to run out and go buy a little one. If you got one on hand, use it. Just don't forget you got it plugged in. I've done that. It gets crusty on the inside. Make sure you just keep an eye on it. When you go to it and you're doing your spells, I use a wooden spoon, and to me that's my kitchen magic wand. And I'll stir it and in the direction that I'm working. Always keep in mind clockwise, counterclockwise, waning, waxing, banishing, bringing in, whatever. And I'll close my eyes and I'll concentrate, and I'll even do my chants over this. It works. Water spells are wonderful, and this is a wonderful tool to use. If you don't have that and you want to do a water spell, just use a regular pot of water on the stovetop on a very low temperature and just keep an eye on it. Never leave candles or anything on your stovetop or anything that's burning, electric or otherwise. Don't leave it unsupervised. You want to keep an eye on it. I mean, use your common sense. Herbs and spices, I don't have to go run out and, mail order special herbs and spices. Your grocery store, you got them up in your cupboard already. If you don't, grocery store. A lot of times in the produce department, now I do have, and it's in my kitchen, a dehydrator. That was one of the best. It was actually a gift given to me by one of my daughters. That was the best tool I have in my arsenal of witchy stuff, because I can dehydrate everything and anything, from the wild herbs and flowers that I can pick in the woods or even my backyard, to things that I buy in the grocery store, to dead animals. Yeah. Yeah, let's not go there. But, it's possible. I mean, I can dehydrate just about anything. I've got some videos on some of the wild things that grow and their magical correspondence. I know I've got at least one video on there, and I'll be getting some more. We're getting into the time of year. I've never been able to find ginseng around here, and I have to look it up, because I think now you even have to have a license to hunt ginseng. I'll find out about that. I've never been able to find it before, because to me it looks so like other things, and because it's so hunted so much around here, it's picked over, and a lot of the roots are small if you can find them. But there is wild ginger. There's all kinds of wildflower. There's every kind of wildflower that you can find in your own area. Google it. Find out the magical correspondence of what it is that's around you, and use it. If I'm unsure about something, I'll still use it because of the magical intent for maybe candle dressings, wet cauldron like a potpourri, what do you got? Wet incense, I guess you can call it. I'll use it for that. I'll use it in mojo bags, in jars, whatever. Some things I will take internally, but most, like the dandelions are wonderful and everything. They are bitter. I will drink and eat that because I know what it is for sure. Some things I'm just kind of a little bit, I don't know if I want to try that. It's up to you. It's your practice. So anyway, that was just something that I wanted to share. And so a lot of these were my firsts, like the star, the rocks. I've got several little rocks that I've collected that have meaning behind it. You stay down. I'm sorry, I'm having Willie issues today. Willie is my familiar wannabe. No, and he's thinking about jumping up here. I'm gonna have to hurt my Willie. Okay. So I'm going to tag Toy. I'm tagging you. Reagan, I'm tagging you. Spinpixy, I'm tagging you. And that's all I can think of. Anybody else who's watching this video, consider yourself tag. Hey, get down. Mama Bear. That's another one I want to tag. Mama Bear, I'd like to see some of your firsts. The first things that you had that didn't cost it. Get down. All right. I'm going to have to go beat the Willie, so consider yourself tagged. And blessed be, everyone. Oh, crap. Willie, get down.